Long time no speak, mainly because I haven't got to grips with my new editing software, and when I vlog I take a lot of clips and I'm really struggling to kind of import them in order, then edit them, and to be quite honest I just keep giving up. I bought that new laptop, I can't remember when, a few weeks ago, and I don't even think I've opened it for 3 weeks. The laptop itself is really good, but I've just been using my phone for the internet and what have you. But I wanted to do a trip announcement video, and to be quite honest it's not been going too well. Back in January I booked a holiday to Fuerteventura with my mum for 2 weeks, 2 whole weeks, and then COVID happened, and we've kind of been playing it by ear and sort of, well, it'll happen if it happens. About 10 days ago now it officially got cancelled, which we kind of knew. Spain's shut down, the Foreign Office are advising not to travel, and Jet2 rightly cancelled and refunded. In between us booking it, my mum and dad had a lot of holidays. They're very much holiday people. They had a number of holidays cancelled, and in that gap my dad had added on to our Fuerteventura holiday. We found out a little while ago that our hotel wouldn't be reopening till at least November, so we had an inkling that the holiday itself would get cancelled even if Spain was open. And we were slightly concerned that me and my mum would get moved to one hotel and my dad would get moved to another. But we were prepared to cross these bridges when they arose, but we haven't had to because Jet2 cancelled. We then started to have a look. We were thinking about Portugal, but Portugal got put, the air bridge between England and Portugal got closed, and we were then looking at Greece, but only certain places, and there was rumours that you'd have to be have a test 72 hours before you go. I'm in the northwest of England and it's really hard to get COVID tests up here. They went through a phase of telling everybody to get tested whether they had symptoms or not, which then meant all the tests got used up, other various things. So we decided to look for places where you didn't have to be tested and just hope that we weren't symptomatic, and prepared to be tested on arrival and quarantine as necessary, which brought up Turkey as basically one of the only places that weren't putting restrictions. Now, I went to Turkey when I was 18 and I have to say I didn't like it. Various things, but it was never on a return place to visit. However, we found a hotel with 2 bedrooms, a room that had 2 bedrooms in, I don't know how to say it, Hisaranu or Uluz area. We looked at it and we started researching the resort, and I felt that it had a nicer vibe than where we went before. To me it looked more like how I expected Greece to be rather than my image that I had of Turkey. We also looked, and the resort had like a policy in place where they could still have PR outside asking you to come into the restaurant or bar, but they weren't allowed to follow you, which is something that happened a lot when we went to Marmaris. I mean, it's a long time ago, I was only 18 and I'm 39 now, so you see how long ago it was. But when we went to Marmaris, we had people following us for 10-15 minutes down the street. We even had one guy who was PR for one restaurant followed us, and there used to be, I mean, I don't know if it still is, but there was a lot of power cuts when we went, and we were walking down the street and our hotel was quite far out from the centre, and he followed us and it was pitch black. There was only like residential houses, and then we found the next restaurant we came to. We went in and he sat down at a table with us and he ordered food and drink, and he was like, yeah, I'll pay for my share. I mean, it was really cheap. And then 2 minutes sort of before like he'd eaten and drunk everything, and we were chatting and stuff. He was nice, but you're not what you want for your 18-year-old child. He got up and I got a phone call and never came back. It was just like I don't know, there were just things that didn't sit nice. So because of this policy, I was like, yeah, let's book it, let's go. The figures for Turkey were something like 14.9 when we booked it, and I think the air bridge is closed when it hits 20. And we've been tracking the figures, and it came down to 12.9, and the UK government then decided that Turkey weren't giving them the correct figures and shut the air bridge. So on Thursday just gone, which was like the 30th of September, 1st of October, something like that, our holiday got cancelled. Oh no, it was yesterday, 2nd of October. They closed it on the 1st, and then yesterday we got the cancellation email from Jet2, and it wasn't even like we'll call you and rearrange your holiday. It was like, we'll automatically refund you within 7 days. We then started to look again, and a lot of places, they're cancelling package holidays, but you can book your flights and accommodation separately. And this is how we always did holidays. We went through a good 10, maybe even 15-year period of doing those sort of holidays. But in recent years, we've only done package holidays. I feel like you get a little bit extra protection. If anything happens while you're out there, you've got reps, you've got contacts, and it just feels, to me anyway, a little bit safer. So anyway, last night we started having another look, and we were looking at Madeira and Greece, because again, they were like only some of the only remaining places that you can kind of get to. But all the flight times were rubbish. Then we found some flights with EasyJet to Faro in Portugal. We found a hotel and everything, but we would have had to go for 16 nights because of how the flights were working and the accommodation and things. It just worked out better to go for 16 nights. My mum was like, check out, and then I was like, no, stop, I don't think we should do it. I think because the Foreign Office are advising against going to these places, although you can still go as you want, I was just like, I don't think we should do it. My work have also introduced a no travel for business policy. They're still happy for us to go on personal holidays, but you have to tell your manager where you're going, and we're still working from home, so if we have to quarantine, it's not an issue. But I was a bit like, I don't really fancy booking it and then telling work I'm going somewhere that the Foreign Office advises against. So we started looking again, and although it's just me and my mum going, we were happy to pay extra to have a 2-bedroom apartment if possible, or a 1-bedroom apartment that had a decent looking bed settee and good flight times. You know, we like a 6 AM flight, and we like a sort of midday to tea time flight home, because then at least you're up and out and you're not waiting around all day. I know a lot of people that are the opposite and like to go in the afternoon and come back at night. We don't. We want to be up and there and home back. So we found a place in Corfu called Cassiope, K-A-S, I don't know. Anyway, it's the north of Corfu, and at this moment in time we didn't know where it was, but it was a 2-bedroom apartment. It had a 4-star rating on TripAdvisor. It was a 3-star Jet2 holiday, and the reviews were looking decent on TripAdvisor. There was a few random ones where people complained that the toilet paper wasn't soft enough, but the hotel owner had responded saying, our contract with Jet2 is 1 roll of toilet paper per person per week or something. There's a supermarket opposite and they sell decent toilet rolls, so if you don't like it, go and buy it. And I can cope with buying my own loo roll. Do you know what? It's not the end of the world. For a 3-star hotel and for the price, and it had 2 bedrooms. We went for it, we booked it, and then we started looking, and apparently it looks like we've picked a good place because it's a working resort and it's open all year round, where a lot of places are starting to shut down at the end of September. That's the dishwasher. End of September, October time, because it's the end of the season. So we've booked it. It looks alright. I'm just hoping that the Bridge does not shut between now and next Friday, because we could only get a Friday flight. We were hoping to get a Thursday flight because the government do the updates on a Friday. There's no quarantine in place. Where did I say I was going? Did I say Crete? I think I meant Corfu. I can't remember where I said, but we're definitely going to Corfu. We've had a look at things to do, and I think we're going to try and do a boat trip. It said sort of like seasonal availability, but as Greece is one of the only places that you can go on holiday, I feel like it might be fairly busy. So I'm hoping the boat trips are still running, and I'd like to see like where the Durrells was filmed, so I'm hoping we can maybe try and get a trip to have a look at that kind of thing, and just go and relax, eat some nice Greek food, some lovely coffee, and just enjoy ourselves, just have a break. I feel like quite in a privileged place that I can still have a holiday, and I know a lot of people haven't, but I'm ready for this. So my trip announcement is, at this moment in time, on the 3rd of October, I am going to Corfu. I've never been. I'm hoping to get this video up before I go, so if you have been, leave me comments, leave me places to visit. We're going to do a trip to Corfu town, and that potentially might be the boat trip if it's running. We're going to go over to another resort. So we're at the top there, and there is Rhoda, and there is somewhere beginning with S. So we're going to get a public bus and go there, and then there, and then come back. We're going to see what tours are available. We don't really do any, we're not kind of water sports people. We'll go and lie on a beach. The beach is pebbly, but I don't know if you can see over there, somewhere over there, my mum bought me a pair of beach shoes from Asda, so I've got them, and I just need to now go and find my holiday clothes, because I have been so convinced that we're not going to get anywhere. I haven't started looking for anything. We've got just under a week, 6 days before we're due to go, so plenty of time. But I just thought I would come on and say, expect some Corfu vlogs in the near future if I can work out the editing software. I'm hoping I can edit this because it's just going to be one continuous film, and I just need to chop the end, chop the beginning, and listen through it and make sure I've not said anything really stupid or idiotic and cut that out. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. It's from Amazon if you were wondering.